me a very difficult question. What is my favorite art material and why? Because I have difficulty with the question, because I love watercolor because it's very fluid, and I love oils because it is an understatement, and collage is very wonderful also. I look at subjects or ideas and I think, how can I best express this in what medium? I would describe my artwork in an email as expressionistic artwork that is created mainly from my heart and my spirit. I like color, and I use a lot of color in my artwork. Form is important, and all the elements that go into making an artwork. My relationship with the Lord Jesus Christ influences my artwork. My worldview is a Christian worldview, and I love nature. Nature is a huge influence in my work.
What do you like best about being an artist?
I like best about being an artist the next painting that I'm going to create. I make art because God created me in the beginning, in my mother's womb, with this torrent of energy, creative talent that was there. And I make it because I have followed the plan that God has created me. I think the most challenging thing about being an artist for me is I have, as I said, I have a Christian worldview, and the most important thing is following the perfect plan the Lord has for my life. And we live in a culture that is not in harmony with that, because in the culture it's selling, writing books, being well known, and all that. And that has been a real struggle in the beginning for me. Is it's difficult to put in words, but the struggle has been that, and also to work intensely with finding my style. And style is one's own self-expression of their view of the world and how they perceive the world. And we have to be honest and true and authentic and have originality and singularity in our work, and that takes time. There's many different ways that I begin a piece of art. I may be inspired I'm very definitely inspired from sunflowers and from water lilies. I may be inspired by setting up a still life. I may be inspired at Christmas time to do Christmas work, inspired my new grandbaby to paint him. So I just stay attuned to myself, my inner self, and I am in competition with myself to do better and to create better and better work.
What does it mean when you say a piece of artwork turned out really well?
To me, what it means to say that a piece of artwork turned out really well is that all the elements were in place for that artwork, and by this stage in my life, those elements just come intuitively. You learn them in the beginning when you're an art student, and you struggle with those to get all those to work in a painting, and then they just become part of you. And so when an artwork turned out really well, to me, there's an expression of what I wanted it to be. When others see my artwork, I want them to feel and think about the perspective that I've had Taylor as an artist put into this work. I have had people tell me that they are lifted spiritually when they see my work. I use a lot of color, and I think, I want people to be connected to that work and to have a different view of than what they have seen before. I really love pointillism in watercolor. You know, the little dots. I love the feeling of that, and you start and you build up, and you build up, and with those thousands of little dots, and then you have a creation, an artwork. And I really, really love that. You can try all the different media, You know, I think you need to, collage is another wonderful media that I love, because collage is pure design. And torn paper is another media that I have used just recently, and I really like torn paper books.
How long does it take for like one art piece usually for you?
It depends on what it is. I work very intensely, and I work very quickly. I like to create and finish a piece at one setting. I mean, to me, you have the freshness, because I'm expressionistic, and so I work for feeling, and tomorrow may not feel this way that I do today. And, that's very different than sitting at a still light and putting every light and shadow and, the light source and all that coming, which can be very beautiful, but that drives me bananas. It drives me crazy. I tried that, and it just, but it depends on what I'm doing, the size of the piece, but I like to work and to get the spontaneity and the feeling. It's the feeling in here. The spirit of it is what I say.